I will never ever hide my love for my slow cooker. I can't tell you how many times, on those crazy busy days when you don't know what you're going to make for dinner, my slow cooker has always had my back. So today I will be sharing 6 new dump and go slow cooker recipes with you. These recipes are extra special because they only have about 3 ingredients in them. They're going to be extra easy today and they're going to be a little bit more affordable. I hope you enjoy it, and let's go get started. To get us started off today, we are making this easy, healthy chicken with potatoes and carrots. I have about 3 pounds of golden potatoes right here. I cut them into wedges just like this. Now I'll set these potatoes to the side, and I pulled out my slow cooker. Right into my slow cooker, I'm adding 2 pounds of chicken breast that I cut into larger pieces. Nobody likes bland chicken, so season the chicken up with about a teaspoon of pepper and salt, then 2 teaspoons of paprika, Italian seasoning, onion powder, and garlic powder. Stir this super well to coat the seasonings in the chicken, and then you're going to want to add in the wedges that we just cut up earlier. After you have added your potato wedges in there, go ahead and add in your pound of baby carrots. The potatoes and carrots, of course, do need seasoning, so I just season them up with the same seasonings that I season the chicken with, about a teaspoon of pepper and salt, 2 teaspoons of paprika, Italian seasoning, onion powder, and garlic powder. I gave this a little stir and then I put the lid on top. This cooked on low for about 5 to 6 hours, or you could cook this on high for about 4 hours, or until your chicken has completely cooked through. Here's what this dinner looks like. This dinner is so wonderful because you have your protein in there, your starch, and your veggie, so you really don't need to serve it with any side dishes. That chicken and those veggies are perfectly tender. They are also super flavorful. This is a really nice, healthy dinner to enjoy, and it's also very affordable. Now I'm sharing my favorite pulled pork recipe with you of all time. I like to make it all year round. So I have about a 4 to 5 pound pork loin roast right here. As you could see, it's only $2 per pound, and there's a lot of meat in this, so this will go very far. I just added it right into my slow cooker. Next, I added in 2 cups of barbecue sauce. Then you're going to want to add in 1 1/4 cup of Dr. Pepper soda or root beer soda. The reason why I'm adding in soda is because it acts as a great tenderizer. This meat will be super tender because of that soda. I just cooked this on low for about 7 to 8 hours. Once the meat was tender, I just removed any of the larger fatty pieces, and then I just shredded this up. As you could see, this meat is like perfectly tender. I just served this in hamburger buns, but you could serve it over mashed potatoes or rice. I also added in some sliced onions and pickles, and I do want to let you know, whenever I make pulled pork like this and I have a lot left over, I like to put it in freezer bags and freeze it for future dinners. I did serve this alongside of twice baked potato salad, and if you want that recipe, let me know. And my little Macy is already 16 months old. I can't believe it. Now we're making this ravioli casserole, so to begin, to the pan on my stove, I'm going to add about a pound of Italian sausage. You could use any type of Italian sausage that you could find at your store or that you like. Just break that sausage up and cook it through. Once your sausage has completely cooked through, just remove any excess grease from the pan. I'm just doing that by wiggling a paper towel around in there until most of it is gone. I've just found that this helps the best with removing grease from sausage like this. But now you're going to want to add in about 24 ounces of marinara pasta sauce, and then also I added in a cup of water to that jar after I poured the sauce in there, just to get out any remaining sauce from the jar, and then just to add a little bit of water into the pan, but just give this a really good stir. Now you're going to want to go and set this to the side. Over to my slow cooker, I am going to line it with one of these slow cooker liners. I like to do this when when I'm going to have an extra crazy busy night and I'm not going to have time to clean my slow cooker after dinner. So I just added that liner right in there. Now I'm going to add in some of the sauce and meat mixture just like this. There's a total of 2 layers in this recipe. So after you add your sauce down, go ahead and add in half of your bag of cheese ravioli, and then you're going to repeat this for another layer. And then on the very top, I added 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. The mozzarella cheese does add another ingredient, so if you don't have that on hand, you certainly don't need to add it. This recipe doesn't need it, but I did have mozzarella cheese on hand I wanted to use up, so that's why I added it to the top. And then this is going to cook on low for about 2 hours, or you could cook it on high for an hour. This is one of those dinners where it tastes like you spent hours and hours making it, but seriously, it is so easy to throw together. And if you do want to make this a meatless meal, you easily can just by removing the sausage and replacing it with a meat substitute. I serve this with a side salad. I always know my family is going to gobble this chicken and gravy up whenever I make it. So to my slow cooker, I'm adding in 1 can of cream of chicken soup, or you could use any cream of soup that you like. Next, I'm adding in 1 packet of brown gravy mix. I used the reduced sodium packet. I also added in a half a cup of water, and I'm going to whisk this together super well until all of the ingredients are well combined. Now you're going to want to add in your chicken. I am using 2 chicken breasts. Mine are frozen just because I forgot to take them out in time to thaw. And then I'm going to season the chicken with a dash of Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper, but you could season it with any seasonings that you enjoy. Go ahead and coat the chicken in the sauce now and do that to the best of your ability. Cook this on low for about 6 hours. Once it's through cooking, go ahead and shred your chicken up. I'm shredding it with an electric hand mixer, but you could shred it with 2 forks or anything that you could find. And here's my plate of food. We like to serve ours over a bed of mashed potatoes, but you could serve it over rice or in a hamburger bun. And then I also did serve this with some fresh carrots and ranch on the side. Just such an easy dinner. My husband just can't get enough of these French dip sandwiches, so I have about 1.5 cups of water right here. Into this water, I'm going to be adding 1 packet of au jus gravy mix. Just add that right in there, and then you are going to whisk this together until these 2 ingredients combine well and there are no more clumps from the au jus gravy mix. Now go ahead and set this to the side, and I pulled out my smaller slow cooker. I'm going to add in my meat. I'm using about 1 pound of bottom round thin beef, or you could use any type of like sirloin thin beef that you could find at your store. You could use between 1 to 2 pounds. And then I added that gravy mix right in there, and this cooked on low for about 6 to 7 hours, or until my meat was tender and cooked through. Now I'm just going to be serving this in hoagie rolls, so I placed some hoagie rolls on my sheet pan. You're just going to want to add some of that meat right in there. Try to remove any of the excess juice from the meat so the rolls don't get soggy. And then I'm going to be adding slices of provolone cheese over the top. Broil this for about a minute or 2, or until the cheese is perfectly beautifully melty. I can't even explain how good these French dip sandwiches are to you. And then we like to serve them with some of the juice from the slow cooker. Just dip your sandwich right in there. These sandwiches are so rich and delicious. They're just good. I serve them also with some strawberries. Now we're making these slow cooker chicken fajitas, so over to my cutting board, you're going to want to start out by cutting up your bell peppers. I'm using a red one and a green one. Cut them into strips just like this. You want to make sure the strips aren't too thin or the bell peppers will get mushy in your slow cooker. But into my slow cooker, I added about 2 to 3 chicken breasts, and I did slice my chicken into strips as well. Just add those bell peppers in, and now you're going to want to add in your seasoning. Add in about 2 tablespoons of either fajita seasoning or taco seasoning. Just give this a stir, and you're going to want to cook this on low for about 5 to 6 hours or until the chicken is completely cooked through. Once your chicken's cooked through, you could just serve this in tortillas, or you could serve this any way you like to. And here's my plate of food. I served mine in tortillas with a little bit of cheese, avocado, and some sour cream. These are so good. And then you could also make these into quesadillas if you'd like. We like to do that when we have some remaining for the next day for lunch. I have plenty more videos like this on my channel, so make sure you're subscribed down below the video so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you there. Bye for now.